Okay, today we're going to be going through functions in C, how to declare them, how to define them, and how we could use them. As always, let's just include the library, studio.h, since we haven't gone through any other library so far in our videos. And as always, let's just do our classic int main with the empty parentheses and the empty curly braces. Now, today's first exercise is to implement a function that calculates the increment of a given number. Now, there's a way. First of all, you have to declare, and then you have to define the function. We're gonna define the function above our int main, and we're gonna define a function that consists of int. We're gonna call the function's name increment, and it's gonna be taken in a variable int x. Could be int n, could be int p. It doesn't matter. But let's just do int x, and always end it with a semicolon. Now here we wanna define the variable x. We wanna scan the variable x as an integer, and then we want to store the value of the variable x. Then we want to print this out, and of course we want to print this out as an integer because we're given a number and we're going to be receiving a number, but we will not print out x. We will print out the increment of x, because first it has to go through the function and then it's going to print out. And then when we're done here, we go below the curly braces of the int main and we define the function. We define the function by just repeating its name, int increment, int x, and then two empty curly braces, because you have to, first you call the name, and then the curly braces is what this function consists of. And then you do return. So what does this function do? If we would give in 3, it should output 4. If we input 500, it should output 501. So it takes the number x, and then it just adds 1 to the number. So like this. Now if we try to run our program and give it a number, 100, it returns 101. We would give it 6, it would return 7. Now say we wanted it to go on and on till we told it to stop. Of course, like we did in the previous videos, we add a while, and then we do equals to 1, since there's one variable in the scanf, and then end that over there, and then we do the curly braces. And what this will do is this program will not stop going until we tell it to stop. So if we would run the program again, you will see that if we put in a number, you can keep putting in numbers until you tell it to close, and you can tell it to close by putting in letters. But you see, when we put a number, it goes on the same line, then the increment goes on the same line. It doesn't open a new line. Now let's just close the program by putting a letter, and then we want to add a \n in the printf section. Now what this will do is every time the function or the program does its job, it repeats the program, or the same the line goes on a new new line in the command prompt. So you type in 4, it does 5, but it goes in on the bottom over here. And this is what the \n does. Now this is the increment function, and I'm also gonna go through something else. Now I'm gonna do this from the beginning, even though we could modify the previous one just so you get the hook of it. Let's do a function that does 5 times the number that it receives. So let's first define the function. Let's just define it as 5. Int 5 takes in an int x, int main, int x. We define the name of the variable over here that we're going to be using in the function int 5. And then we want to do scanf, and we want to scan it as an integer. And then we want to store the value of x, and the line over there, printf %d. And then of course we don't type in x, we type in 5 of x when we end the line. And then here we want to define the function int 5. So we type in int 5 int x, and then you want to have two different curly braces, and in the curly braces you want to return. We said we want to do 5 times the number, so it should be 5 times x, and then we end the line. Now if we try to run this program and we given 5, it should return 25, like so. And as always, if you wanted to keep this going, you would add while and then equals to 1 over here, and then go down the line. Let's just do it like this. And then you see the program now will not stop. And you see we forgot to add the backslash again, but if we would add it in the printf, it's always gonna paste it on a new line, like so. Alright.